Hello! It's time for the second week of EU cannabis news. And if you notice the yellow on my face from over here, that's the color of the document that I use for making my People in the Cannabinoids newsletters where I get this information. And if you notice that my glasses are crooked, it's because I have a toddler. I'm Lex Pelger. I do canna education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD, whose excellent CBD and THC products are shipping to you anywhere in the US. We'll begin in the Czech Republic, where the government unveiled a new cannabis plan. After the defeat of last year's idea of a full regulated market, they decided to scale things back. For background, the Czech Republic has been ahead on this issue for a long time. They decriminalized cannabis in 2010, and they had a medical cannabis program by 2013. And this new legislation is quite good. It allows for cannabis possession and cultivation. It allows for cannabis social clubs, which is a key. And it also allows for home grows, which I consider to be the most important legislation you can add to any cannabis program. There will also be rules about sales, exports, and taxes. And so while they're not going to a full regulated market, they're going to something that allows for people to access and use cannabis without getting harassed. So overall, I hope to see this legislation go all the way. Meanwhile, in the city of Barcelona, things are going in the opposite direction. The city council announced that it wanted to close down all of the cannabis social clubs in the city. Currently, they are going on inspection tours of the cannabis social clubs of the city, but they say the idea is to figure out the ways to shut them down completely. Spain has been famous for its cannabis social clubs as a way for people to gather and consume together, and they are always in a gray legal area. But in Barcelona in 2016, there was approval for some regulations around these clubs about distance to schools, access points, ventilation, and this gave them some legal cover. But it was overturned in 2021, and since then, they have no legal right to exist, and they have no licenses. They just kept on existing, about 250 social clubs in the city. Activists are confused by these moves because the cannabis social clubs are widely supported in the city and are seen as a good way to get people off the street. In fact, last March, 25 lawmakers from around the world came to Barcelona and toured these clubs. And they heard things like one cannabis social club owner saying, "I want to make a place where grandmothers felt welcome." By the way, one of the best parts about this is learning about all these cool flags. Finally, in Malta, the first EU country to legalize cannabis, lawsuits. Despite their legalization law passing in 2021, the agency overseeing the licenses only issued 5 licenses, and those are quite recent. One of them, Sungrow Farms, sued the agency for lack of communication and repeated delays. And the organization, Malta's Cannabis Community, alleges that the 500-gram limit for these associations are way too low and arbitrary and will make it too hard for them to service their community. In a licensing regime plagued by troubles and delays, the troubles continue. Hopefully this will clear up soon and the good people of Malta will have better access to their grass.